this is Carmelo with the Aero Experience, and today we're flying with
Ann McLoughlin with Gateway Flight Training.
Excellent.
Very comfortable 4-place seated aircraft. It's huge, yes. If you want to do an overnight, you got plenty of room back here. You got 75 total gallons you can put in this tank. Like, man, I can never find space in a plane, then you're gonna love this thing. You got a lot of headroom, you got a lot of leg room, so it's really comfy. And so this is the Macaulay. It's a great prop. This is a variable pitch, 3-blade, and it's great performance. People often talk about the 182s, you know, your short field performance, stuff like that. And the prop really is why. You got your horsepower, which is excellent, but you put the horsepower with the prop and she's gonna go. You don't gotta worry too much when you got your short fields. You can do your performance calculations on the performance charts, and she, on a good density altitude day, can take a real short runway. The pitch blade angle is actually going to change when you're in flight, and this is done manually with the prop control lever, which is inside, that you'll see us kind of messing with today. And this way you're able to start up the engine and taxi and take off with a fine pitch setting, which means it can do more RPM, it can spin faster, and it's gonna have less drag, which is what you're wanting during those phases of flight. When we're in cruise, we can change the pitch blade angle on this prop. We're gonna get more thrust, and that's gonna give us better performance. So we can lower our fuel burn, and we can get going faster through the air. So really great performance for our startup, taxi, climb, takeoff, and descent. Whole way around, having a variable pitch prop is gonna be a huge benefit in flight. Seatbelts and shoulder harnesses, they have to be worn during taxi, takeoff, and landing. I ask that everyone just keeps them on at all times. I always joke there's no lavatory in the back to go stand up and walk to. And if we hit unexpected turbulence, you're gonna wish you had it on. So just keep them fastened the whole time. If you need to remove a jacket, then you could do that in flight. And in the case of an emergency, what I'm gonna have you do is just keep your feet and arms back, and I'll have flight controls. And to exit this aircraft, what we do is we have this bar right here. When we're in, it's gonna be folded down like this to make sure it's fully secured. And I'm gonna have you probably give a little push on the door before we take off. And then to get out of the aircraft, all we do is we open it up, and it unlocks the door and you can push out. But what I'm gonna do if I have to make radio calls or someone's trying to contact me, I just put my hand in the air, and that means we pause the conversation. And as soon as I say, okay, we can continue talking, then we can leave, start where we left off. As far as traffic goes, we have really good view sight in this aircraft. We can actually see out the back as well, which is kind of nice. Not like I'm gonna be doing that too much, you're more than welcome to. So if you see anyone, feel free to point them out. Even if you think, maybe she sees it, it's always nice to be like, oh, there's a guy over here, especially when we're dealing with Creve Coeur. We got a busy airport here. It's a beautiful day in the middle of a bunch of bad weather, so I'm sure everyone's gonna be out today.
Check, check.
Mic check.
All right, I got you loud and clear.
Good.
How you got me?
Perfect.
Excellent. Let the Garmin 430. So we do have a Garmin 430 in here, and we also have the Garmin unit for our COM2, and we have the GTX 330 for our transponder. I always just kind of take my time on these because there's no sense rushing to the run-up. As well, you're gonna have to wait anyway, and I'd rather not be blocking everyone on this beautiful day from getting out there. Alrighty, well, everything looks good. We're gonna be taking off runway 16 today, and actually we're just gonna be departing, heading south.
I love it though, beautiful.
Radio nav and transponder, we got 1200 on alt mode, 122.8, 134 is the nearby weather. Once we get off the ground, we can pick it up, and then 126.5 is approach. All of that looks good. Elevator and rudder trim. Let's see here. Just a little bit to the right of center. Nice. And take off right over here. Throttle full rich. Mixture full rich. Let me go ahead. I had it leaned out for taxiing.
3 miles to the east of Washington.
And throttle 1700.
154 Charlie.
There's 17. You can see our oil temperature is nice in the green now. We'll make sure our oil pressure stays in the green as well and doesn't go towards the red. Left. Cross about 50. Goes back to both. Comes back up. Right. Cross about 75. Comes back to both. And it comes right back up. Beautiful. All right, so this is the prop check that I was mentioning. So I'm gonna look at manifold pressure first. I'm gonna go ahead, pull it out. A good deal. You're gonna see it increase. And then when I push it back in, it should come back down. Perfect. RPMs, I'm gonna do a second check. This time when I do it, it should decrease. I push it in and I let it come back up. Third time, looking good. Very nice. All right. Oh, that looks great. Creve Coeur traffic, Skylane 759, Delta Bravo is taking off runway 16, departure to the south, Creve Coeur. There we go. Beautiful rotation, climb up beautifully. I'm gonna climb right around 75 today. Once we're clear, I'm gonna go ahead and raise those flaps. You can kind of feel that drop a little bit, a little more sink. I'll make a radio call. Creve Coeur traffic, Skylane 759, Delta Bravos, in the upwind, runway 16, will be departing to the south, Creve Coeur. All right, we're already getting up to pattern altitude. You can see how fast that happens. I'm gonna start slowing us down actually. So, our throttle comes first. Take a look. Manifold. And RPM. The prop. Decreasing it. Beautiful. Beautiful day out here. I have the shadowed fuel totalizer. You can see the total fuel remaining, 39.9. And you can see your fuel flow per hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start leaning the plane. Because we certainly don't need to be burning that much. Alright, I'm all set for cruise here. You can see right now we got us down to 12.
Yeah,
miles per hour.
Great.
Yeah, and so for this low, if we climbed, we could even get it probably down a bit more. So for here today, this should work just fine. I'll go ahead and do some clearing turns in the area since we'll be kind of circling.
Okay.
So with these high wings, I like lifting the wing, taking a look, lifting the other wing, taking a look, and then making left turns always to the first.
5,000. 2 Juliet Tango traffic east, 3 miles westbound, VFR altitude indicates 2,000 of delay in the climb. 2 Juliet Tango, stern left heading 360 for now.
All right, area's looking nice and good. I'm gonna do a full 360, get us around on the original heading.
All right, this is Carmelo with the Aero Experience, and today we're flying with
Ann McLoughlin with Gateway Flight Training.
Excellent. You may remember Ann from one of our previous videos. Today we're flying in the 182. As we saw in the pre-flight, it's
050 contact approach 1.
Very comfortable, very roomy aircraft, well equipped.
Yeah, you can see now that we're sitting next to each other.
I like Ann, but we don't have to necessarily bump elbows the whole time. So
exactly.
It's a really nice step up from a 172 or Piper Cherokee type aircraft. It's called high performance for what reason, Ann?
So high performance, this is a 230 horsepower engine. If you have 201 or above for your horsepower, that is to be labeled as a high performance, which it honestly gives a lot of room because you can get your high performance in, sure enough, 201. You can also get your high performance in 325 horsepower or even greater. One thing I love about the Cessna 182 is being 230 horsepower. A lot of people, when they're going through their training, they may be in 160 horsepower or maybe 180 horsepower. So this isn't too great of a step for them. You know, you always want to be doing things the safe way in aviation, as anyone will agree with. And so jumping from, say, your 180 horsepower, you know, Beechcraft Sundowner, maybe you have a Piper Cherokee 160, and then all of a sudden you're going to a 300, 400 horsepower engine. That's a lot of plane to take care of. So this 182, it's a great transition aircraft for a lot of people who are been searching for getting that high performance, but they want to take things nice and slow, get comfortable with the aircraft.
It's a great, very comfortable aircraft. It's a pretty true four-seat aircraft.
Oh, absolutely.
As the others are not quite when you trade off fuel and baggage and everything. And you can go quite a bit faster. You can go another probably 30 knots faster if you wanted to, right?
Easily, yeah. 130 for true airspeed. You got a tailwind. You climb up in this aircraft. You can get this thing leaned out, burning not as much fuel, but going so much more faster. So, you know, really looking at those cross-country performances, wanting to take people, as you mentioned, a full four-place seat. This max gross weight's 2,950, and so you can put the fuel you want in, the people you want in. You don't have to do those trade-offs, as you mentioned, that most planes you do. You're starting to consider, oh, we got to kick Jimmy out the back, you know, we got to bring the fuel, the baggage. It's a comfortable four-place seater, but it's also a very capable four-place seated aircraft. Right now, I have it set to, we got about 24 inches, and then actually, I could probably get this thing going a lot quicker now that I'm looking at it. I could increase, I want to keep it right around 24, nice green line area. Manifold, let's see here. Let's bring it up to 20. I got this thing really moseying around right now, but, and then you can just trim it out to where it's nice and comfortable. As you can see, that small adjustment I just made, we're now at 110, whereas we were at 100 just 2 seconds ago.
Exactly, that was very obvious right there.
Yeah, it's just that small adjustment, just bringing it forward about 2-3 inches on our manifold pressure, just immediately starts getting it going.
Yeah, this is a great aircraft to kind of learn those nuances of what is to come in more sophisticated aircraft as well, and still, you know, not burn a lot of gas and to get a good trip planned for yourself.
It is, yeah. If you are looking for, you know, say you have some time, you got your commercial, you're looking for what you want to do, and maybe you're not sure you want to do CFI, maybe you want to work for some other companies for a commercial certificate, or maybe you're looking at a company and they're requiring a certain amount of high performance in an aircraft. This plane is an excellent rental aircraft for all of that. You're getting your high performance certificate, but it's also a more effective, fun way to bring family and friends on those cross countries with you. You know, show off a little bit. Show what you've learned, what you know. Get yourself some more experience and some more different type of aircrafts. And just to have some fun in GA again. A lot of people get themselves locked down in the training experience, and, you know, this is a beautiful, excellent plane. I love Jeff City, one of my favorite local airports here in the area. And I mean, I'll take this plane out to Jeff City any day. Go to their diner there, get a sandwich. Having that fuel flow, and then also you can keep an eye on your, you know, total gallons used. You can, you know, just go this way, see how many gallons you used. You can also see how many gallons that you currently have remaining. I love this fuel system. Because, you know, these guys, you can even see them dancing around. And sure enough, it's legal and it's how most planes operate, but having this lovely backup here. Another one of my favorites is the EGT and CHT. This gauge right here, for when you're leaning the plane out, you know, that's what I'm monitoring, is my EGT and CHT to see when they're getting to their max best performance.
You got a nice little navcom set up here.
It is, yeah. Garmin 430, it's popular for a reason.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with it, really. Very nice for, you know, instrument flying as well, because we do have this autopilot. We can just go straight and level, have this thing trimmed out, and then we can be, you know, briefing our approach plate, going into our airport, and getting ourselves all set up. It's instrument certified, and we do have the Garmin 430, so GPS, RNAV, WAS. You can do the approaches you want, ILS, localizer, you can do your VOR, and you can of course do your RNAVs then as well.
Right.
One thing I love about Gateway is we do have such a wide range of aircrafts. We are not just a flight training school, but we also do have our rental program that people can come to us for. And we get a lot of traction with that because we don't have a fleet made up of one single aircraft. It's multiple aircrafts. We of course have our trainers, we have our Piper Cherokees, which is a great trainer plane, but when students want to progress and they want to get more experience and they're looking for something to continue their learning onwards, we have our complex, which is our Piper Aero we love using a bunch. And then this right here, how it falls in, yeah, we got a Hawk over there, is our 182 is our high performance. Like I said earlier, is with our high performance, it's enough of a high performance that you're understanding the characteristics, that extra torque, needing that rudder, you know, to be put in. You're getting all those lessons learned on it. You're also understanding a bit more into the variable pitch settings. And it's a 3-blade prop, which is really nice. A lot of times, this will be people's first kind of experience with that kind of prop system.
Right.
And so it's a great learning experience on those fronts. Got a little private airport down here. And so with all of that, we also have then our Debonair, which is our high performance and complex, and we have these progressions that you can take in Gateway for training, but also for rentals, depending on what you're looking for, what you're wanting to do. We have a lot of different aircraft options for people to look at. Ultimately, I think people's favorite to use this plane for is for the rental option. Because, you know, for the things we met, I mean, you can see I can get my hands off. It's a very stable aircraft.
Right.
And, you know, you can get this thing on autopilot. If you wanted to take this thing out to, you know, Georgia, you want to go down to the beach, you want to go up north, Wisconsin, or you want to take it out to Kansas City downtown for, you know, say a football game or something.
Right.
This thing, it holds plenty of fuel. Your bladder's going to run out before those fuel tanks do. You can put some baggage in the back, and you can put your friends in it as well. So a lot of our renters love this plane. It's very stable. It's a comfortable feel. You're not going to get all squished up next to people in this plane. And it's a great performing aircraft. It's a very comfortable aircraft. It's been kept in one of the best conditions that I've seen most single engine aircrafts kept in. Beautiful interior, and, you know, the panel is just enough in my opinion. I love a 6-pack. I think for the sake of primary training and learning, it is as good as you can get. And then having those 430s, the Garmin setups for comms and everything, it's all very reliable and easy to use. But ultimately what I've seen people, you know, gravitate towards this plane is going out to those big cities. I've seen them, you know, they're going to take their friends. Maybe they've never taken their friends in a plane before. And with this one being a bit heavier, a bit more stable, you don't have to worry quite as much about turbulence as you do in the lighter aircrafts.
Right.
And so when you're putting people in it for the first time, say you're taking your mom or your girlfriend or your friend flying who's never been in a single engine, it's a comfy plane. They're not going to get a little too anxious with it.
Exactly. It's a good first impression on folks who don't fly a lot.
Yes.
Because you don't have to jam yourself in here so much as like a 172.
Yes.
Great airplane, but it's quite a bit smaller.
It is.
On the interior. So yeah, it would make that first flight for non-flyers that much more pleasant.
Yeah, come join us at Gateway Flight Training. If you're interested in the plane, please feel free to reach out. Also, stay posted because we have another exciting aircraft that just joined our fleet recently. And so if you're like, I already got my high performance, you know, I'm flying bigger planes.
Right.
Well, we got a bigger one coming.
Oh,
so yeah. Stay posted because we have just about anything you're looking for. If you want your trainer, if you're looking for maybe your complex, your high performance, or hint, you want your multi, then go ahead, come join us, give us a call. We also love people coming in just to give us a visit. We usually got someone in the shop at all times, and so always feel free to stop by. Creve Coeur traffic, Skylane 759 Delta Bravos on right downwind 16, Creve Coeur. All right, seatbelts, shoulder harnesses fastened. Perfect. This final clear. Creve Coeur traffic, Skylane 759 Delta Bravos on base, runway 16, full stop, Creve Coeur. All right, look a little under the wing.
Traffic, Cherokee 23 Bravo. We're over the water tanks. We're going to join the midfield right now and for runway 16, Creve Coeur traffic.
Creve Coeur traffic, Skylane 759 Delta Bravos, short final 16, Creve Coeur.
Creve Coeur traffic, Warrior 3912 Mike, crosswind traffic, 16, Creve Coeur traffic.
Creve Coeur traffic, 759 Delta Bravos, clear runway 16, taxi to fuel pumps, Creve Coeur. Alright, after landing checklist, flaps coming up, beautiful, trims set, and I'm going to lean for taxi.
Runway 16, Creve Coeur.
Alright, avionics,